Hey, it's Domina the character. Today, Nipsey Hussle is giving us some advice about making money and just advice for artists that are up and coming. Hey, come here. Come here. Let me tell you something. Are you an upcoming artist? Okay, then today's video is for you. Nipsey Hussle is giving us advice about how to make money being an upcoming artist. So if this is beneficial to you, keep watching.
Eventually, if I kept working, I kept dropping, I noticed every time I dropped, I got bigger. And I became more authentic and more revered and more, legendary.
Fast-lane youngsters living on the go-go.
Man, right now, like I was telling you off camera, the game is changing so quick that what I tell you now is applicable right now. A month, 6 months, a year from now, this shit probably will change again, but I would say the most important thing is, number one, holding on to your independence as long as you can. Doing everything you can do outside of the buildings before you go into the buildings. Taking advantage of this technology, whether it's YouTube, whether it's all these social platforms that can connect you. And, build an enterprise around your music. Like we was talking about before we got on camera, just the margin on merch, the margin on just the entrepreneurial things that you can put around the music is where you're going to become wealthy, where you're going to have your longevity at. It's going to take the pressure off your music in terms of like having to make music that you think is going to make you money, and you're going to be able to look at your music like art. You can monetize around your music. That way you can keep the music pure. And that would be my 2018 advice. Like I said, this shit is evolving and changing so quick. It might be different in 6 months. It might be different in a year. But right now, for a young and up-and-coming artist, hip-hop artist, entrepreneur, I would say, build an enterprise around the music. That's the most important thing. Maintain the independence as long as you can. Yeah, I mean, from Jump Street, my goal was to go into a partnership on the business side, as far as just if it was a label, if it was an independent structure we built, to where we get an investor in real estate or somebody out of the tech to become a partner with us. And so it was just about being able to justify the type of structure we was asking for. And up until I done my deal, I didn't have the track record or the leverage or the perceived value to really justify what I was asking for. But I knew that eventually, if I kept working, I kept dropping, I noticed every time I dropped, I got bigger. And I became more authentic and more revered and more, legendary, just in terms of being able to be relevant outside of the system, consistently being creative with how I stay afloat in the ocean, basically. Because without the machine behind you, you got to be creative to not drown. You know what I mean? So every time I dropped, it expanded and it got bigger. You know what I mean? And it was just another example of my staying power. And so after a while, it was like, dude ain't going nowhere. Dude is a part of this culture. He counts to the West Coast. He counts to hip hop. He counts to this generation. So, what terms do we need to be met on?
Nipsey's talking about being revered, being legendary, being creative, having history musically. Everybody wants to be successful. You want to be successful. But imagine being successful in something you love and being revered for it. That's huge. He talks about being creative. When I think of creative, I think of original. I think of being different. Something or someone that has never been seen, never been heard, never been taught. Being creative is something that wasn't taught to you. You're breaking the rules, crossing the boundaries to be different. It's easy to be great. It's easy to be good. But it's so hard to be original and to be different. You got to get creative. And Nipsey talks about staying independent as long as possible as an artist. He mentions because you need to build history. Let's say you're going to sign to a big label, but you need to have the history and the credibility and the integrity musically behind you to ask for certain things in your contract with them. So when you ask for those things from those labels or managers, or when you're doing business deals, you can, because you have that history and you know what you're doing. You're basically showing people you're a master at your craft. When I think of being legendary, I think of creating a legacy that precedes your life. Creating a legacy that even after death, it's still going. Like he says, the marathon continues. And then to be revered, what do you think of when you hear that word, revered? To me, when I hear the word revered, I hear respect, honor. Respect, honor, integrity, fear. Not fear in a bad way, but fear in the sense of people don't want to disappoint you because they revere you and they revere your opinion. They revere your existence, your life. So being a mogul, being an icon, being an example, being a role model. But what I'm talking about here with this is the mental game behind it. Because we all know the steps. You know the steps. You've done your research. You know exactly how to open up a label, start a label, how to be an independent artist. Or if you're signing to a label, going into that, knowing that you need to be lawyered up, knowing that you need to have an accountant, knowing where you're going to be doing your taxes. But this is the mental game behind it. This is something people don't really... I'm not going to say people don't, because they do, but I would say they don't prioritize it. They prioritize money or they prioritize fame. But you got to prioritize yourself, you as a person. So being revered, being legendary, those are all self goals. Just everybody notices it. It's a goal that you create for yourself, but everybody else sees that you're hitting those goals. And that's why the revere comes in. They revere you because of it. Yeah, I want to see that happen for you guys. So this is Domina, the character, and I'm out. Damn, stuck to my fingers.